Yo, what's up everybody and welcome to this new solo living in garage video. Today we have a very important topic, which the new upcoming event for artifacts crafting. Now, why this is so important? Because as I said in previous videos, it's nearly impossible to get perfect artifacts by from the normal dungeons. Now, I mean, not impossible, but it's like less than 1% chance to get those. And with this event, we will be able to get that. Now, before we get started about which artifacts we want, which the good and bad substats, let me give you an idea and advices before even we get started. First, how the event work. Let me show you here. So we will get multiple tickets. As I heard, we will get 5 tickets so far. If we like got emails, and in previous event Netmarble sent us some emails with the tickets to craft artifacts, so we might get even further than 5. Now this is hasn't been confirmed by any mean, but since we got it in the previous version of the event, there is possibility that we will get it again. And how the event work, we will use this ticket to craft an artifact. We first select the set that we want. If we want, for example, cursed set, we select the cursed set, and then we begin the process to craft and select which piece that we want. If we want blessing, burning greed, so first thing we select the set, then we select the piece that we want, helmet, chest, gloves, and so on. After that, we select the stats on the top. Everything I've mentioned so far, it's something 100% gonna work. So it's not RNG to get a random set or random top substats. So the main stat, you will have the chance to select it. Now the RNG will be only on the substats. So by playing the game, doing missions like Anchor Mission, Instance Dungeon, doing in-game activity, you will get some kind of coins to reroll your substats. Each 10 coins will give you 1 reroll to your artifact substat. So what we're going to get is, I don't remember exactly, but we were able to get like 200 to 300 coins per day by playing the game. So one of the biggest mistake that the new players were doing is using all the tickets that they got in like the first days and trying to get the best artifacts that they could. And what happened is they used all the tickets, and after they used all the tickets from that point, they keep getting this coin to reroll, and what happened? They don't have a ticket to craft the artifact, but they have thousands of coin to reroll. So that's massive waste. The event over, and I did this mistake. Now there is people who did it worse than me, but when the event over, I had like 2,000 coin to reroll. This is massive. This is like a big number. I could get perfect artifact substats with those coins. So if you are patient, the best advice that I can give you, crafting the last day of the event. Now you have all the tickets that you could possibly get. You have all the coins. So you can decide with, like, if you got extremely lucky, if you got the best substats in first or second pieces with minimal amount of reroll coins, you could go for perfect artifacts, so which mean 4 good substats where there is no chance for mistake. Any substats that you get will be always good. So this is something you have to keep in mind. Now let's talk about which sets you want to get, and the answer is which units are the most important to upgrade. And in this case, your main DPS and Sanji Wu. Sanji Wu best artifacts is the same as those main DPS, so it will be 4 beasts, cursed set, burning course, and 4 pieces of the expert set. This is the best sets that you could use on your Sanjiwoo and your main DPS, except Charlotte. So in case of Charlotte, the best artifact set that you can use on her, in my opinion, it could be different from person to another, but it's 8B's cursed set. But in this case, we're looking for defense because unlike other units that scales, unlike other main DPS that scales of attack, Charlotte scales like her skills, making the damage based on her defense, not the attack. So if we look here, if users attack, in case of Charlotte, of users defense. So attack is useless for Charlotte. However, it's the main source of damage for Mary, for Alicia, for Shaheen. So as I said, this is the first thing we need to understand, which set that we want to use. If Charlotte was your main DPS, you might go for 8B's cursed set, but in this case it will be defense mainly. And actually I won't advise you to do something like this unless you have other good sets on your other units. For example, if you craft a good set for Mary, now I don't have many pieces of expert set, that's why I go for 8B scar set. However, if I got a good expert pieces, I will replace them with those burning course artifacts. The reason why I told you it's not really that good to craft it for a unit like Charlotte, for example, because it's very niche. There is no unit right now in the game that scales of defense and main DPS at the same time, except Charlotte. So if you craft this set specifically for Charlotte, you won't be able to use it anywhere else other than Charlotte. However, if you craft 4-piece core set, 4-piece expert set with perfect substats, what you can actually do is swap it between your units. So for example, if you were struggling on some kind of content where the meta is water, for example, you could give it to Alicia, and in this case Alicia will do insane damage with this set. The same thing with Shaheen, and so on. And you could even give it to Sanjiwoo because that's the best set that you could possibly use. Now, I don't know if this is the case, but if you have like very good course set pieces and expert pieces, the next set that I will advise that you go for, at least get one full set, one good set, is the Burning Greed set, and give it to your main breaker. In my case, the biggest breaker that I have in my sleeve is Gogan Hee. So you could give him a perfect pieces. For example, this, as you see, those pieces are really bad. 2 HP, 1 defense penetration, and crit rate. So this is the case that this is the order of priority that you would go for. Now let's talk about the good substats. Now let's look here. Each piece, as you see here, my apologies. This piece, we go here. Oh, we're talking about the hunters. My bad. I want to go for the artifact section. Kinda sick, so I'm not really able to focus too much on. So let's first select any set. Burning course. Now, if we talking about specific piece, so let's say, for example, we wanna craft helmet, for example, right? As you see, those are the options that we could go for in terms of the main stat. Now, if you want to craft, let's say, a course set or expert set, you will go for attack most of the times. As I said, since the most of the DPS units in the game right now scales of the attack, so this is something you have control on. Now let's talk about the best substats that you could get, and keep focusing with me in this part because it is really important. This is probably the most important part of the video. Now, since we took attack percentage, we can't pick attack percentage again. So this is one substat that we would like to see. This is the damage increase, is also another substats that we want to see, and crit rate and defense penetration. Those are the best substats that we could get in this helmet. This is called the perfect substats. However, now this is the best thing that you could get upgrade on. This is the second best. This is the third, but sometimes it becomes useless. And I tell you why. The crit rate has cap. So to get 50% crit rate, you need around 4,000 crit. I think it's a little below 4,000, like 3,800. I didn't calculate it exactly. So I have over 3,000 wasted crit. So the crit rate that I'm getting here has zero advantage to my account. Zero advantage. I'm not getting any benefit of this crit. It is absolutely useless. But the reason why I'm getting this much crit, because those pieces are really good with those like crit rate. So this one is probably one of the best that they have. I didn't find anything else. And this one giving a lot of crit. This one, yeah, this one giving a lot of crit. So ideally, if I get something instead of crit rate here, I get 2 upgrades on attack percentage or even additional attack, that will be million times better than this one. This is why I said the crit is extremely important to get it around 50%. Now, you shouldn't go like strictly for 50%, even if it was 5% more or less. It won't be more, but it's like you get a little bit over 50%. It's not a big deal. However, you want ideally to be close to that. 48, 47, 45 is all good. So this is something you need to understand. Don't focus too much on crit. You need little amount of crit. It's mandatory to have that amount of crit, guys. It's really important to have that. So if all your artifacts didn't have crit rate, that's a big problem. You need crit rate. However, the exceed amount of crit rate becomes useless. So whenever you craft a new artifact, come here, look at your stats. Okay, so I have, let's say 3,000. My crit rate now is nearly 40%. I need 10% additional crit and a stop. So this is what you should be looking for. We don't want crit too much, especially now. Why I'm seeing that the old artifacts level 55 were giving little amount of crit. I believe half what we were getting now. So let's say that the old artifacts each upgrade give 500. Now we're getting 1,000, nearly 1,000 each upgrade. So if we got 2 upgrades plus the initial amount that we got, that will almost get us to the cap. Previously, when we were using the old artifact level 30 and level 55, we were supposed to get like 5 upgrades in crit rate to get the max crit. That's why now it is so easy to get crit rate. Little amount of upgrades is more than enough to reach the cap. That's why I'm saying the crit is important to have, but in my like substats order, I bought it the last because it's easy to get the crit from any of those pieces. So let's talk about another piece like chest. Now I give you the general idea about how we going to select the best substats based on the piece that we want, because some pieces have multiple substats and other pieces have nearly fixed amounts of substats. So for example, the chest, the top main stat will always be defense or additional defense. There is no way to get any other stats. In case of gloves, it's always additional attack and attack percent. And to be honest with you, the difference between additional attack and attack percent isn't really that big. So it's almost the same thing. If you got attack or attack percentage, ideally I believe maybe percentage could be a bit better than the additional attack, but trust me, they are very close. And some batches the additional better, and another batches the percentage is better. So this is something you should keep in mind. Now, to make sure you understand the idea, here's that. If we want to craft, we select one of them. Let's say we select or actually let me go for something else, like this chest for example. We select anything, let's say a defense percentage. I would pick the additional defense in this case, but whatever. And the substats, as I said, since we want our main DPS to be scaled off attack, those are the first thing that we want to get. Damage increase always third, and fourth substats is always gonna be defense penetration or crit rate. Now, if you have a lot of crit rate, you would like to get defense penetration. If you didn't max your crit rate should be the prioritized over the defense penetration. So this is your order for the substats. As I said, at least when you're crafting, you should get 3 perfect substats. Don't settle for less. At least 3, guys. Now, ideally, we want to go for 4 perfect substats, but 3 is okay. Less than 3, never do it. If you don't have enough coins to reroll, just stop. Wait for the next day to get enough coins, and eventually you will get it. 3 is not really hard to get, but that's the minimum. Ideally, as I said, you want to go for 4, but it's fine to go for 3. This is something you really need to keep in mind. Now, which the beast that you want to craft first? And this is a tricky question, guys, but I will give you a general idea about that. So in artifacts in general, there is pieces with fixed main stats, and there is pieces with multiple main stats. The pieces that we want to craft is the hardest to get, which the one with multiple main stats. For example, let's talk about the armor pieces instead of the like the accessories. So in case of armor, there is the helmet and the boots. Both of them have multiple main stat options. However, the chest and the gloves is always gonna have the same thing. The chest will always have defense, whether additional defense and defense percentage, and I told you it's not really that big difference. And the same with the gloves, we'll always have additional attack or attack percentage. So this is always gonna be fixed. There is no RNG on the main stats here. However, in terms of the helmet, there is a lot of substats that the main stats that we can get: attack percentage, flat attack; defense percentage, flat defense; HP percentage, and flat defense, which additional defense. Additional HP or whatever. So we have 6 substats to main stats to select from in terms of the helmet. The same with the boot. Now, in most characters of the game, in most cases, we want crit damage on what is this? Where is the crit damage? Crit damage. I didn't even say it. I'm sorry. I'm really sick today, guys. I can't really focus too much. So there is 5 substats to select from, and unlike the helmet that has 6 main stats, there is always 2 good main stats, which if you want it to be attack, there is the attack percentage and flat attack. So there is 33% to get the thing that you want. However, the chance to get something is 1 of 5, so that's 20% chance to get the crit damage as a main stat here. So if you want to start crafting cursed pieces, I always will advise you to go for the boots if you don't have really good ones. So if you don't have any good bees, always start with the boots. It is the hardest bees to get. Now, it is all RNG, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you, but in terms of numbers, the chance to get something good, it's always the hardest to get on the boots, followed by the helmet, then finally the chest and the gloves at the last place. If we go to the accessory, the same thing. This one always fixed, this one always fixed, and this one will have multiple stats. So if we want to select something, we will go for those ones, those 2. So it's, I think I've clarified the idea from this. We want always to craft those pieces that has multiple options for the main stats. So the earring, for example, will always give us MB, additional MB. It's always additional MB, always additional MB. So there is no RNG on the main stats. There is no RNG here. Always HP percentage or flat HP. However, here there is a lot the RNG thing. I think you understand the idea now. So quick recap before I end the video. Don't panic. Wait for, like, give yourself a chance to get the perfect artifacts. Don't panic in the first day trying to craft the perfect pieces. The more you wait, the more chance you get, because at the end of event, if you have multiple coins to reroll and you don't have tickets, it's all gonna be wasted. There is no advantage from that. And ideally, as I said, you wanna get 4 perfect substats, or at least 3. Don't craft any artifact unless you have 3 good substats. And I wish you the best luck, guys. I hope this video was useful and give you a good idea about which artifacts you want to craft, which set you want to craft, what stats to prioritize. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. I will really appreciate if you support me on the Netmarble support program. I've joined recently, so I don't have really many supporters right now, guys. Every supporter will be appreciated. And another thing I would like to share with you is the some of those who support me asking why they didn't receive the codes. So the codes won't be sent directly through the game. They will be sent to your Netmarble account. So once you log in in the Netmarble supporter account, just click here on my page, and after that at the bottom, go to the bottom, you will see my coupon history. Here you will find a lot of codes that I sent to you. Just click here, you will be able to copy the code and then go to the game, guys. Here to the account section, redeem the code and paste the code here. And once you paste the code, just click use and you will receive your rewards. I'm telling you this because I received many feedback from friends that they didn't receive the codes, and this always was the case. They thought that when I click send, they will send it directly through their games, but as I said, it won't be sent to your game. It will be sent here to your Netmarble support account. So make sure to check it, guys, whenever I send you new codes. And they really appreciate every single support. And if you want to go beyond that, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and see you soon.